Previously on Onboard Lifestyle. With basics master moved, the captain has been prepping our stick for all new standing rigging. With the girls up in the States, the captain is taking on this huge project alone. So far, everything is going as expected, with the exception of the unpredictable, volatile Panama weather. Let's continue our story as the captain has to shift gears as a violent squall has just rolled through as basic needs a little attention.
Give me some time to get stronger. I'll be okay, just give me a little bit longer. Yeah, we're gonna win the struggle we're in. It's never goodbye till it's over. Come back to love. I was so crazy to lose you. Just come back to love. Let's never do what we used to. Leaving without saying, teasing without.
Well, that little squall that ripped through here yesterday did a number to our shades. They are officially retired. They did real well. I don't know what this material is, but it was a little too thin. Combination of the UV damage over the last year and a couple of 40 knot puffs, and it just blew it apart. But there's a lot of good components that I'm going to salvage off here. So before I throw them away, I mean, look at this. I'm going to strip the binding off. I've got the sewn in rope. That'll come out. Just try to save as much as I can. We definitely are going to remake these out of a stronger material. They did real well. I mean, they diverted the rain out of the cockpit. We were able to use them as rain catchment. And they provided a lot of shade on the aft cabins. I was forced to put up our old shades. Which were fine up in the Sea of Cortez. When it's just sun, they do nicely, but with all this rain, it doesn't keep the rain out. Looks nice, but boy, that water just flows right through there. So, for now, I'm just going to strip these down so I can discard the rest of this material. Much faster. I want to keep this whole perimeter. It's got my loops on it. I'll probably have new loops added to these, but I could use this backing material for the new piece. I'm not going to do that now, but since I have it and this is in great shape, I'll just reuse as much as I can. This binding is all Sombrella. It held up real nice. At one point, this material felt so strong, but look what the tropics have done to this. I mean, look at this. No strength at all left in it. Any direction you want, just pulls it apart. I mean, look at that. It's time to retire them, for sure. Okay, one down. I know that Lynn will be thrilled that I just tore her sunshades up into tiny little pieces. She had made them at anchor in Las Hadas on Mexico's Pacific mainland coast not but 1 year earlier.
Not only did my mom knock out back-to-back amazing meals, she still carved out enough time to work on one of her projects. Sun and rain shades for the cockpit. As we travel south, these will be a necessity.
Well, I don't feel bad about breaking those down. If that little wind event didn't do it, the next one sure would have. The shape and design will not change much as Lynn remakes them. Mostly just an upgrade to the more durable and UV-resistant field material. We lived so long without them, but I'll be honest, the shades make life on Basic so much more comfortable. I miss them already. Okay, I just pinned down Steve the rigger. He's gonna come get a quick couple measurements. We're just doing the head stay and our 2 cap shrouds, but he had a second, so I'm meeting him up here, get some measurements so we can get some components coming. Okay, which one are we doing first?
We'll do the full stay. Center of the eye. Center of the eye. Yeah, if you want accuracy.
Okay.
Can I pull it tight?
Yep, go ahead.
I've got 51 6 inches on the dot.
Okay.
Okay, cap shroud.
At what point do I measure this?
From the bearing surface of the stem ball.
The the rounded part?
Yeah, where it actually starts
Yeah, got it.
getting the cut.
Yeah, I got you.
Okay, can I pull? Okay, can I, yep. 51 4.5.
Okay.
Right, to the center of the pin.
Got. Oh, to the center of your pin.
Center of the toggle pin, yeah.
Yeah.
Right on top, right?
Yeah, might as well keep it off the ground. Well, that was pretty easy. Got a couple of quick measurements. I'll have a parts list for all the components that we need for the order. We just need to get we had to get 3 hard measurements there off of total cable lengths. That was painless, so the painful part's coming up, paying for all this. We'll see what the damage is here when I get some numbers back. Okay, before I toss all this in the dumpster, I need to strip some of the hardware off. We're not going to reuse these open body turnbuckles. The Norseman fittings are ancient. I don't think I want to reuse those at any time. All this cable is going to Dyneema, so there's new fittings involved, but I do need a few components. I will need the shroud tang. I'll keep these clevis pins and maybe the toggle jaws. That's it. Everything else is going. But I need to strip this down for sure because there is some components I do need. Ugh. This is on here. Okay, here is our shroud tang. Looks a little rough, but on first inspection it looks crack free. This is pretty beefy. Yeah, it's 3/8 stainless. I'll polish this up and inspect it closely, and I'm sure we'll reuse it, but let's make it look pretty. Just using a mild cleaner. I just want to kind of knock some of this corrosion off and see what these tangs look like. I don't want to scratch it up too much with sandpaper. I want to get a good view if there's any micro fractures in here. So we'll clean one up and see how it goes. I'm about 10-15 minutes into this already. But it looks like it's cleaning up nicely. Obviously these were custom made. They're not real polished on the shape. Maybe someday in the future I'll do that, but for now, let's just get these cleaned up. I'm about done with these. These were my lower shroud tangs and my upper, or the intermediate shroud tangs. Look at that. They actually are turning out pretty good. The shinier they get, the easier it is to see if there's any defects. And close inspection, these look brand new. I don't see anything alarming at all. So these will be reinstalled with a long lifespan. I really like polishing these out. You know, it kind of gives me a chance to really look at things rather than just getting a visual as it's bolted to the side of the mast. Well, those are done. I feel good about that. They look good, they feel good, and on to the next thing. I have to jump on the chain plates. I'm going to go through the same process, just kind of get them all polished up so I can get a good visual on them. We have 4 chain plates on basic. They're all mounted externally, so it's easy access. It's easy to kind of inspect them. I could get a good visual on the hardware because we want to make sure that all our plates and tanks are in perfect condition before we add all of our new rigging. So it's raining right now. I think I'll wait for the rain to break and head on out there. Okay, at first glance, they look really nice. Here's for our shrouds. This is actually our cap shroud and our intermediate shroud. And that is for our runners back there. But we'll kind of go through this, make sure everything's nice and polished. Looks like I need to pay a little attention to the edge here. That's about the only spot I'm seeing corrosion. Everything else is looking pretty good, but we'll go through it. Here's where we would see some failure, if anything. These are just some scratches from the hardware, but I don't see anything alarming at all. So we'll get this polished up and go from there. Okay, here is a view of our runners. Little bit of just spot corrosion on here. Nothing alarming at all. This should polish right out. Little elbow grease and these will be fine. They look like they're in great condition. Again, oversized for what we need. That's probably why they haven't been under any big loads or stress. But yeah, they look good. Oh, well, with those chain plates looking good, I'm directing my attention now onto the last 4 points of contact with the boat. These are our deck plates that connect our lower shrouds. It's a total of 4 of them. 1, 2, the mast, 3, 4. Here's where we're storing the boom right now. And here's my handy dandy little cover over the mast. Sorry, Lynn, your pot just fit perfect. And they're just flat plates that are bolted to the deck. Okay, here's the interior plates for those lower shrouds. One is way out here in the field. I was trying to hide these things as much as I can, but this one's very obvious. The other one right here, I was able to hide inside of a light soffit. I did the same in the head there. I positioned it right here so I could pop these 2 light fixtures out and reach a wrench up in there to loosen those bolts if we ever had to. There's not huge amounts of stress on these, but I still want to polish these up and inspect the welds. I don't see any stress cracks. Weld looks good, just this tarnish. They look good at a glance, but let's get these cleaned up too. One, 2, 3. Ugh. One more. These are taking about an hour each. Getting that first little bit off goes fast, but it's getting all the little cracks and crevices and polishing out the weld and getting where the tang meets the other hardware here. That's the difficult spots. But we're getting there.
Thanks for watching this week's episode of Onboard Lifestyle. A big thanks goes out to our amazing patrons, whose generous support drives the production of our videos. Join our crew if you can. As the harsh tropical environment is constantly working against us, it's a unique challenge to stay caught up and push ahead with basics maintenance. We have to stay focused and make ground when we can. So, come back next time to see what projects we can sneak in. See you then!